Okay, so thinking about a career change, huh?
It seems that way.
And not just any career, you're interested in becoming a personal property appraiser. That's so cool. We're about to dive deep into this world using the RoleCatcher Career Guide you sent over. Get ready to uncover what it really takes to make it in this field. Might be surprised by what we unearth.
I think what often surprises people is the sheer variety this career offers. It's not just about antique hunting and dusty attics, though that's definitely part of the appeal.
Right, like I always pictured appraisers with those little magnifying glasses poring over ancient artifacts. But this RoleCatcher guide mentions everything from vintage comic books and rare wines to designer handbags and even classic cars. It's like being a detective of value across all these different worlds.
Exactly, and that's what makes this career so intellectually stimulating. You need a keen eye for detail, a deep understanding of historical context, and this incredible ability to analyze market trends. It's like piecing together a puzzle. With each appraisal, you're figuring out the story behind the object and its place in the market.
That's a great way to put it. Every object has a story to tell, and you get to be the one to uncover it. And speaking of stories, one thing that really stood out to me in the guide was the emphasis on technology. I had no idea how much it's changing the game for appraisers.
It's true, technology is revolutionizing the field. For example, some appraisers are using 3D modeling to create virtual representations of objects.
Wait, seriously. 3D modeling for appraisals. That's straight out of a sci-fi movie. It makes sense, though, especially with valuable or fragile items. Wouldn't want to risk damaging something during transport.
Exactly, and it opens up a world of possibilities for appraisers to work with clients across the globe, expanding their reach and expertise.
This is blowing my mind. Okay, so we've established that this career is way more dynamic than people might think. But how does one actually climb the career ladder? The RoleCatcher Guide lays out a pretty clear progression from entry level all the way up to principal appraisers.
It's a fascinating progression to look at. At the entry level, you're like an apprentice, learning the ropes and supporting more experienced appraisers. This stage is crucial for building a foundation of knowledge and honing those all-important research skills.
So it's a lot of learning by doing, assisting with valuations, and maybe even getting some hands-on experience with the different types of objects.
Precisely. And then, as you gain more experience and confidence, you might move into a junior appraiser role. This is where you start taking on more responsibility, conducting independent valuations, and really diving deep into industry standards.
Okay, so as a junior appraiser, you're given more independence, but that also means mastering those industry standards, ethical practices, understanding legal considerations, all of that. That sounds like a crucial stepping stone, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And it's not just about the technical aspects of appraisal. Junior appraisers also need to develop strong communication skills. Remember, you'll be explaining your valuations to clients, often in complex situations.
It's like being a detective and a diplomat. You've got to be able to back up your findings with evidence, but also communicate them in a way that's clear and understandable to people who might not be experts in that particular field.
Exactly. Now, as you progress further, you might find yourself in a senior appraiser role. The guide points out that senior appraisers often lead teams, mentor junior staff, and might even provide expert testimony in legal cases. We're talking next-level expertise here.
Wow, so by that point, you're not just an appraiser, you're a leader, a mentor, and potentially even a key player in legal battles over valuable objects. That's high stakes.
It is, and it requires a deep understanding of the field, a proven track record of accurate valuations, and the ability to command a room when you're talking about a rare artifact or a priceless piece of art.
So we're talking about someone at the top of their game, with years of experience and a reputation that precedes them. But what about the people who reach the pinnacle of the career ladder, the principal appraisers? What sets them apart?
Those are the people who shape the entire field. They might oversee whole departments, develop new appraisal methodologies, or even influence industry standards. Think of them as the thought leaders of the appraisal world.
So they've got to have incredible business acumen on top of their appraisal expertise. That's fascinating. It really highlights the diverse skills you can develop in this field. One thing the guide stresses is the importance of continuous learning. Why is that so crucial even for seasoned pros?
Because the market for personal property is constantly evolving. New trends emerge, values fluctuate, and technology, as we've seen, is always pushing the boundaries. Staying ahead of the curve requires a commitment to lifelong learning.
It makes sense. You don't want to be stuck with outdated information or techniques when you're dealing with valuable objects and discerning clients. It's like being a lifelong student of history, art, and market trends all at once.
Exactly. Now let's say you're ready to take the plunge and start your journey as a personal property appraiser. What does RoleCatcher recommend for actually landing that first job?
Okay, time for some actionable advice. Give me the inside scoop.
Well, they had a really interesting take on portfolios. Now, I know what you're thinking. What kind of portfolio does an appraiser even have? It's not like you're showcasing graphic designs or writing samples.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
Right. But RoleCatcher suggests building a portfolio that demonstrates your knowledge and passion for the field. It could include detailed reports on items you've appraised, maybe even on a volunteer basis, or it could showcase research projects you've done related to antiques, art, or collectibles.
So it's about showcasing your skills and enthusiasm, even without formal experience. It's like saying, look, I'm serious about this and I've got the goods to prove it.
Exactly. And alongside a strong portfolio, RoleCatcher stresses the importance of networking, but not just attending industry events, although those are helpful. They emphasize building relationships with key players like auctioneers, antique dealers, and gallery owners.
Ah, so it's about immersing yourself in the world of buying, selling, and valuing personal property. You're learning from the people who are already in the trenches, so to speak.
Precisely. These connections can offer invaluable insights, tip you off to job openings, and even lead to mentorship opportunities. It's like tapping into a secret network of knowledge and experience.
This role catcher guide is full of golden nuggets. It's amazing how much strategy is involved in building a successful career, even in a field like this. But what about the digital side of job hunting? You know those automated systems that scan resumes for keywords? It feels like a necessary evil these days.
I hear you. It can feel like you're trying to outsmart a robot, but RoleCatcher has a solution for that too. Their AI actually analyzes job descriptions to identify the key skills and keywords employers are looking for.
Wait, hold on. They have an AI for that? That's wild. So it's like having a secret decoder ring to help you write the perfect resume for each specific job.
You got it. By using the right language and highlighting the most relevant skills, you're more likely to get noticed both by the automated systems and the humans reviewing the applications.
Okay, I'm sold. This RoleCatcher platform sounds like a game changer. It's like having a personal career assistant guiding you through every step of the job search. Speaking of which, you mentioned their AI goes beyond basic job applications. What else can it do?
One of their most impressive features is the CV resume analysis tool. Imagine uploading your resume and getting instant feedback on how well it aligns with specific job descriptions. It's like having a personal branding expert in your pocket.
So it takes the guesswork out of tailoring your resume for different positions. No more wondering if you're emphasizing the right skills or using the right language.
Exactly. And it goes even further. RoleCatcher's AI might suggest skills you could develop or highlight based on the jobs you're interested in. It's like having a personalized career roadmap.
That's incredible. It's giving you a competitive edge in the job market. But what about the interview process? I feel like that's where a lot of people get tripped up, especially in a field like this, where you need to demonstrate both expertise and passion.
You're right. Interviews can be nerve-wracking, but RoleCatcher has you covered there too. They have this vast database of practice interview questions, and it's not just generic stuff either.
Let me guess, the questions are tailored to specific careers and skills.
Exactly. So you're practicing with questions that are actually relevant to the types of roles you're interested in. No more being caught off guard by unexpected questions.
It's like having a sneak peek into the interviewer's playbook. That's invaluable.
It really is. And it gets even better. With RoleCatcher's AI, you can actually record yourself answering these practice questions
Okay.
and get feedback on your delivery, your content, everything.
Whoa, are you serious? It's like having a personal coach analyze your every word and gesture, except it's a super smart AI doing the coaching. That's next level interview prep.
It's amazing how much technology is changing the game for job seekers these days. And speaking of technology, we've talked about how it's impacting the job search process. But what about the actual work of a personal property appraiser? What kind of cool tech tools are they using out in the field?
Well, we touched on the 3D modeling for virtual appraisals earlier, which blew my mind. Imagine being able to assess objects remotely with that level of detail.
It's revolutionary. And it's not just about convenience or efficiency. The guy points out that these virtual appraisals are also changing how clients interact with their own possessions.
How so?
Well, imagine putting on a VR headset and suddenly you're standing in a virtual gallery surrounded by your own collection of antiques or artwork. You could examine each piece up close, rotate it, zoom in on details, all in a digital environment.
That's incredible. It's like having your own personal museum at your fingertips.
Exactly. And think about the possibilities for education and engagement. What if appraisers could use VR to take clients on virtual tours of historical sites or auction houses, providing context and insights that would be impossible to replicate in the real world?
Wow, that would completely transform the appraisal experience. It wouldn't just be about determining an object's monetary value. It would be about understanding its historical significance, its cultural impact, its place in the grand scheme of things.
You've hit the nail on the head. And who knows what other technological advancements are on the horizon? We've got 3D modeling, VR, AR. What if appraisers could one day use AI to analyze an object's composition or even trace its ownership history with pinpoint accuracy?
That's mind-blowing. It's like we're on the cusp of a whole new era for the appraisal profession.
We are. And I think that's what makes this career path so exciting. It's a perfect blend of history, art, market savvy, and cutting edge technology.
I couldn't agree more. When we started this deep dive, I had a very specific image in my mind of what a personal property appraiser does, but you've completely shattered that image and replaced it with something far more dynamic, more challenging, and frankly, way cooler.
It's been my pleasure to share these insights with you, and hopefully, our listener now has a deeper understanding of what this fascinating field is all about.
Absolutely. So to our listener out there, if you're intrigued by history, fascinated by art and objects, and excited about the possibilities of technology, then this might just be the perfect career path for you.
It's a career that constantly challenges you to learn, grow, and see the world with fresh eyes. And who knows, you might just find yourself uncovering hidden treasures and unlocking incredible stories along the way.
Beautifully said. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Until next time, happy exploring.